Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of Regalytics. Here's your update on this week's 25,189 regulatory alerts. First of all, maybe some of you saw my LinkedIn post yesterday, but if you haven't, the explosion of new rules coming out for generative AI and machine learning are enormous. We have already matched all of last year's alerts in terms of volume, but also in terms of the number of regulators discussing these issues. So get ready, friends. The battle about AI is here. But the regulator of the week is something far more mundane that caught my eye. Florida. The governor of Florida just signed into law a bill about middle school and high school start times. And I thought, really? There was some sort of issue with middle school and high school start times that required a new law? So, of course, I got into a regulatory spiral, and then I found out that there's this whole problem with sleep deprivation in students, and that it's apparently very acute for middle and high school students. They are going to bed on average at 11 p.m., and 48% of the high schools in Florida are starting before 7:30 in the morning. So, congrats to all Florida middle and high school students, and my apologies to the parents. It is officially illegal for the students to go to school before 8:30 in the morning. The topic of the week is also something that caught my eye that is totally random, but it did uncover my own bias, so there you go. I saw that Texas passed a law to charge a fee to any buyer of an electric vehicle, and I also saw that New Jersey was introducing a law about lithium batteries in electric vehicles. And I thought right away that it was because Texas is a red state and thus anti-climate change, and New Jersey is a blue state and pro-environmental stuff. But again, I ended up getting into it. I mean, I don't always dig this deeply to do this, but for whatever reason this week, I got curious and I clicked the button to dig deeper. Turns out the reason Texas is passing the law is because so many Texans are buying electric vehicles that it is negatively impacting the transportation department, because all transportation infrastructure projects are financed by gasoline and diesel fuel tax revenue. So the fee is to ensure that the EV owners are paying their fair share of the benefit that they will certainly experience with transportation improvement in Texas. Then New Jersey, I dug deeper, and they're insisting on a warning in electric vehicles. The statements must say that lithium mineral extraction is produced in a manner that has a substantial impact on ecosystems, that known reserves of lithium are increasingly scarce, and it would have to identify the source of the lithium in that particular vehicle being sold. So this is the case of the do-gooders not adding up, that their do-gooding is harmful in some ways. Okay, fine. So on to the serious topics. The FDIC has confirmed it will be issuing a special assessment to recover for the losses for Silicon Valley and Signature Bank failures. 113 banks are impacted. Banks with over $50 billion in assets will be paying more than 95% of the $15 billion assessment, and no banking organization under $5 billion will pay any. The SEC and the CFTC nailed both HSBC and Scotiabank for a whole series of fines around record keeping and supervision failures. HSBC was worse, spoofing, manipulative trading, and deceptive behaviors. Scotia included a bunch of WhatsApp usage that was, of course, not monitored or controlled by the organization. Speaking of fines, the former employee at Coinbase who was caught insider trading was sentenced to 2 years in prison. He told his brother which crypto assets to buy in advance of Coinbase listing announcements. And finally, 2 bills out of California you should care about. Number 1 expands money laundering rules to include anything with blockchain technology and virtual assets, including non-fungible tokens and obviously crypto. But also a bill being proposed that would require a deployer or developer of any automated decision tool to perform an impact assessment that outlines the intended benefits and uses. And it would allow a person to bring a civil action against the people for violating that bill. So basically, any customer can ask you for that assessment, and if you don't have it and you won't make it, they can personally sue you. So enjoy that one. And that's it this week for Regalytics. Join me every Wednesday for your dose of regulatory news.